that's not going to cut it anymore. We want to make sure that everybody's quality of life is improved, and then these workers make more money. If we're deemed essential workers, we should be treated as such. So that's what the union can provide, and Amazon can absolutely afford that.
And okay, I mean, obviously, there's still much work to be done, but you've had a victory in this vote, and you become something of a public national figure that's the face of this, like, a growing like union consciousness in this country, and we're seeing like a knock on effect of that. Like I said, in Starbucks, like what advice do you have for people who are inspired by this victory, like just in terms of what they can do, but also what they shouldn't do, like about like everyone thinks they can just form a union or something, but like in terms of like connecting and being a part of the actual workforce and connecting with the workers themselves, like what advice do you have for people who are inspired by this moment?
Well, I told everybody, don't just quit your job anymore. That doesn't cut it. You got to organize your workplace. If you feel like there's some things that need to be changed, organize. We were consistent. We never in Brazilian. We never stopped, even though we took some setbacks. We continue to organize every single day, being out there every single day, building our relationships up, earning the trust of your coworkers. That's very important, and being a catalyst for this revolution. We want people to support us. If you support us and we win a major contract, that's going to set off the labor movement like no other. I think what we did, we woke the world up. Now everybody's paying attention. And now everybody needs to get involved, even with this campaign, even if it's remotely. You can always donate or phone bank or volunteer in person if you're in the New York area. We accept all of that. We don't, even though we're not affiliated with any other establishment, it doesn't mean that we don't stand in solidarity. I see me, if you've been following my journey, I'm always on the picket line anytime I have the availability or capacity, no matter what the movement is about, whether it's social justice, whether it's environmental, it doesn't matter. I'm on the picket line if you call me, for students, for nurses, for doctors, for bus drivers. That's what the labor movement should be about, all the solidarity. And we absolutely need the support of the community to take on Amazon. So please continue to support us and donate and get involved.
Were there any? I mean, I know like you were victorious in this vote, but were there any mistakes or setbacks that you encountered that you were able to learn from and that you can pass along to people considering doing something similar?
Yeah, absolutely. We had to withdraw, so don't ever overestimate yourself. This times in the campaign where you have your high moments and you have a celebratory moment, but you gotta just stay focused because it could change in one day. And we seen that happen. We had to withdraw our first petition because we thought that we had over enough, more than enough, which we did. But then we realized that Amazon just fired 1,000 people that we signed up. So that was a learning point for us. And so I had to get my team together, even though the morale was down at the moment. I said, you know what? Let's go back to the basics. So stick with your basics, stick with what works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I say that all the time. And what works for us was being on the ground, that inside outside game, feeding workers, giving out free food, giving out free weed, giving out free books, giving out money for transportation. Little things matter, details matter in your campaigns, and if you can take care of your coworkers and just care about one another, you can take on any company in the world.
All right, Chris, I know you're very busy. I'll let you go. I just have one final question here.
Sure.
What would it look like from your guys' perspective for the political leaders in New York and the country to do something worthwhile or worthy of your support? Because I mean, I know you've had a back and forth with AOC over this and what she's doing or not doing rather to support you guys. Like, what would real support from political leaders look like to you?
Well, everybody's been buzzing about this whole AOC thing, and there's no ill will against her. It's just that she canceled on us, and she's trying to like downplay it as if she didn't. That's just unfortunate. What she has to do is just show up. That's all we're asking. We're not asking for too much. We're just telling her to show up. There's a large demographic that she can relate to, and there's absolutely people in her district that comes from her district that travel to Staten Island. So I don't know why she would even fall into that rabbit hole. We're just asking every politician. It's not just her. They all didn't support us. So we're asking them to support us. If we are electing these officials, they need to represent the people and they need to show up whenever we ask because we put them in office. So, going forward, this is a marathon, not a sprint. We're going to ask for AOC. We're going to ask for Bernie. We're going to ask for all the progressives in New York. are beyond to show up whenever we call for them, and we'll see how that goes. And they need to pass the PRO Act.
Chris Smalls, the man of the hour. Thanks so much for your time. Congratulations on the victory and good luck going forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
All right, take it easy. Have a good one.
You too. Solidarity, y'all.
Okay, gentlemen, welcome. We're back. That was Chris Smalls, president of the Amazon Union. Boys, okay, let's get into it. I know you must have seen Elon Musk has bought a controlling stake in Twitter. So, like, now is the time to appeal to the benevolence of our new tech corporate overlords. Let's make Twitter better. You know, I mean, everyone's sick of it. I think Elon can bring some obviously bring back Trump's account. That's number one.
I mean, obvious, no question. Yeah. Duh.
And I mean, like, I don't know. Like, yes, he will ban your account if you post a photo of him before his hair plugs or with Ghislaine Maxwell. But I think there is some room for improvement if Elon makes it so you can abuse journalists again.
Oh man, that if they could just let you like do gun.jpg at someone who writes for the Atlantic, it would be a real boon. Please, sir.
It has been funny that people have been acting like this is the first time like a bad guy has had a huge stake in Twitter. Like the multiple Saudis haven't owned like equally large shares.
Yeah, and that they haven't used their like access to like the metadata to like identify and liquidate dissidents.
Yeah, they sent like two fucking idiots to like work for Twitter in San Francisco, and they were just like accessing the data of like pretty much everyone who said anything about Saudi Arabia, but like especially Saudis. Definitely got people killed.
No, I mean, I think Elon can do good things to the platform. I mean, my other suggestion, like if you have a blue check on Twitter, like in exchange for being given that blue check and that mark of verification and authenticity, you should not be able to report people for abuse. Like you should not be able to mute. You should not be able to mute anyone. You should not be able to block anyone. You should just grin and bear it because you're using it for your career.
Mark, you're one of our. You're one of our Eloy. You're a wise pundit. There are responsibilities that come with that, and one of them is absorbing the anger and hostility of random people.
I'd like a carve out for that, since I'm verified and none of you are. I'd like a carve out for that because it's like, yeah, I would never mute someone for death threats. Like, I don't care. You're not going to do it. And like, if you are, the worst that's going to happen is like someone will take this recording where, you know, I've repeatedly said you won't do it. You're too afraid. You lack the executive function to kill me. But then that's my family's problem. You know, when I'm dead. It's
true. Yeah.
I don't
like,
really.
Well, you got owned. You don't have to worry about it. No one gets to go diss you to you because you're dead.
Yeah, exactly. But like I would like to reserve the ability to mute people for bad rips. I think that's a carve out for me only that I deserve that other people don't. It's not a problem.
Well, that's the thing is, like,
you get a lot of bad replies.
We're talking about people who want to abuse blue checks, and what you're talking about is people who want to riff, and that's a completely different and much more awful, poisonous, soul-destroying process.
Yeah, if David Frum, like, I don't think he like the only thing that like really gets him mad is when you talk about when his wife just freaked out and like
on the airplane.
That's how he banned me
on an airplane because this guy was wearing a turban. That's the only thing that like really gets him to block people. Like, trust me, if he's able to like show his face in public and still write shitty articles and write a book every year that's called like the trumpeting of democracy, the darkness of votes. Then he's already completely like he doesn't really feel bad about anything else he's done. He's either justified it or he's proud of it or he doesn't care. But if you like any like bad riff you would send to me, just send it to him. Just pretend that you're replying to a joke that I posted, and then he would kill himself. I'm stronger than any of these people. I can withstand this, even if I'm prohibited from muting after. My carve out is denied, but other people are not. They could not go through what I have gone through for years.
God gives his cringiest riffs to his strongest soldiers. That's you.
Yeah. I call myself, I don't call myself an entertainer. Definitely don't call myself a comedian. Don't call myself a journalist. Call myself a smile maker.
It's true.
Part of being a smile maker is that people want to go to the factory and make the smiles with you. But let me tell you what, it's been very similar to another smile maker's factory, Willy Wonka's factory, because you're all falling into the river and turning into blueberries. You try to
Augustus
get into
Gloop's.
gears. Yeah.
You're all awful children who I want to kill, just like Willy
Yeah.
Wonka.
And there's a few Charlies out there. There's a few nice kids who really see the point of making smiles. The rest of you are awful little cherubic German demons. You're gonna drown in my river of smiles.
Just one exception I would take to your carve out, Felix, is that if someone did carry through on a death threat, it would not just be your family's problem. It would now be Matt, Chris, and I's problem because of like the blood oath vendetta that we've all sworn together. We would have to make it right. We'd have to put someone on a T-shirt.
It's true. We'd have to do like the 47 Ronin and hunt someone down and then kill them and then have to ritually commit suicide. This is a hassle.
Well, I mean, we can, a lot of people listen to this show. I'm sure there's someone who's like able to kill people. Like, I mean, like we're looking for the military officer anyway. Maybe that's how he reveals himself to you guys.
Ooh,
he
yes.
kills the guy that killed me.
They say, when you plot out for revenge, dig 2 graves because sometimes like another person will piss you off along the way, and you'll have a grave already dug. Problem solved.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's get into it for this episode. I know last episode we were talking just a little bit about the we were talking the last couple episodes about like the Florida Don't Say Gay bill, and just like the sort of like strange and nihilistic ways American culture war continues to mutate. And like the hot thing right now is just grooming, accusing everyone of being a pedophile. Like this is the hot new thing on the right.
Who could have predicted that QAnon and their thesis of what makes our enemies bad is that they're pedophiles would eventually be absorbed by the entire Republican Party?
And you know what? Like, I think this is horrific, and I'm disgusted by it because basically accusing all elected Democrats of being pedophiles is our fucking thing. All right, that's what we do. All right, so like, just stop horning in on our action here. And like, if you're an elected Democrat and you think it's like beyond the pale for just like some fucking ignorant pig on YouTube to just call you a fucking groomer or a pedophile, I mean, I understand that. I'd be annoyed too, but maybe you should have done something about Jeffrey Epstein. Sorry. Like it's like
had
the
a lot
blue
of
check
time,
thing.
a lot of warning.
You had a lot of that's like the blue check thing. It's like it comes with the territory. Like if you're gonna be hold higher office in the United States of America, to be a figure of importance in the United States government, someone's gonna call you a pedophile, and maybe 1 out of every 10 times they'll be correct.
Yeah, this one's like particularly bad because it's like, I obviously don't give a shit if someone calls like Hillary Clinton a pedophile. I don't think any of us do. But it's like, this is just like, directed at just like normal people now.
Like teenagers, teachers,
right, Yeah, but like, I mean, if the Democrats like really did want to hit back, I mean, it's not like there's a lack of ammo to hit Republicans back on this.
Oh my God.
Like in the House alone, Jesus fucking Christ.
What, you mean the longest serving a GOP House speaker who was a fucking pedophile for decades? And
these are just Republicans
who launder money to bribe one of his victims.
Yeah, fucking Dennis Hastert tried to get like an ice cream baron to buy him a house so he could give it to a kid.